Don't ask me the reasons I'm leaving. There is no reason. But deep inside, I know it's my time. Nothing is eternal. If it was, it would be here. Eternal will be the feeling, the people, the memories, the love I have for my Manchester City.
And just like that, the decade of Pep Guardiola has come to an end at Manchester City. He's undoubtedly one of the best coaches the game has ever seen. But is he the best manager in one of the most challenging modern day leagues, that is the Premier League? As Guardiola's stint at Manchester City comes to an end, we examine this very question. Pep has done it all. He's won it all. Wherever he went, he did the unthinkable, to the point that the abnormal became normal under him. 3 La Liga titles out of 4, a treble in his debut season with Barcelona, back-to-back 3 Bundesliga titles, and then came England. When he arrived at the English shores, nobody believed that he'll succeed. At least, not to the scale he did in Spain and Germany, where the competition at the top is comparatively easier. Sir Alex Ferguson said, "Pep will be a success, but I don't think he'll ever replicate what he did at Barcelona because that was a high standard." 10 years on, Pep's legacy in the Premier League rivals that of Sir Alex himself, which is saying something because I don't think anybody would ever come close to the raw success of Sir Alex Ferguson, especially because in modern game, nobody at the top level has that longevity. His 13 league titles are unprecedented and would be near impossible for anybody to match. But legacy is not all about longevity. Pep's 10-year tenure at Manchester City is legendary for a multitude of reasons. And what are those reasons? First reason is, of course, the number of trophies he won. Manchester City had the money for quite some time before Guardiola came. Before his tenure, City had good coaches in Roberto Mancini and Manuel Pellegrini, both of whom spent heavily to bring in a lot of marquee players. The two of them won 2 Premier League titles, an FA Cup, 2 League Cups, and a Community Shield in a combined 6.5-year tenure between them. That is 6 trophies, and this is in no way a snide on them. Winning trophies is bloody hard. If it wasn't, everyone would win one. That's why Pep's achievements in terms of trophies are absurd. In his decade-long tenure at City, he won 6 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cups, 5 League Cups, 3 Community Shields, a Champions League, a UEFA Super Cup, and a FIFA Club World Cup, taking his tally of trophies to 20. That's just an unreal number of winners' medals for a manager. His standards have been so high that a cup double in his last season is seen as an underperformance. People would unironically think that winning just 1 Champions League in his decade-long tenure at City is a failure. That's the bar set for Pep Guardiola. But his achievements do not end at just trophies. It's also in the manner those trophies were won that deserve recognition. Like the Centurion season that saw City rack up 100 points and win the league by 19-point difference. Just to give you an idea how rare it is, no other club has ever done it in the Premier League. Not only that, he made high points tally the norm to win the Premier League. Imagine racking up 97 and 92 points in a league season and not win the league. Well, that happened to Liverpool. Imagine winning 16 of your last 18 games in a title run-in and still fall short of City. Well, that happened to Arsenal. Time and time again, Pep's Manchester City defied norms and went on such runs that their title run-ins started feeling normal. And that's the thing. Nothing that Pep's City did was normal. The domestic treble isn't normal. The continental treble isn't normal. The 4 Premier League titles in a row isn't normal. Pep's City team isn't normal. But that's only part of why he is the greatest manager in the Premier League and maybe the world football has ever seen. There's nobody in the world that has had as much influence on football, its tactics and its evolution as Pep. Yes, Pep himself is a disciple of Johan Cruyff and credits him for his playing style, and yet his own influence on modern day managers is unparalleled. The number of current managers who have been influenced by Guardiola is staggering. From the players who played under him like Vincent Kompany, to coaches who were assistant coaches to him like Arteta and Maresca, to elite coaches who managed some of the biggest clubs like Luis Enrique and Hansi Flick, all have playing and coaching styles handprints of Pep. Flick said, "Pep influenced me a lot. He has an incredible ability to organize the game, to control space, and to constantly find new solutions. Watching him train Bayern was an eye-opener. He's one of the greatest thinkers football has ever had." While Luis Enrique added, "Pep has been a reference for all of us who want to play football in a certain way. You always learn by watching his teams play. Always." His playing philosophies are deeply embedded in modern football at every level. Ball-playing goalkeepers, technical defenders, positional play, passing triangles, possession-based offensive and defensive play, etc. Not only that, his ability to improve and fit players in his teams when nobody would have thought of is unparalleled. For example, through his tenure at City, he hardly ever had a left back available to him, either due to injuries or other factors. But he always found solutions. From playing Fabian Delph there to Zinchenko, he's converted midfielders into left backs. When he finally signed a left back in Ryan Ait-Nouri, his injury caused him to look for another, converting Nico O'Reilly, an attacking midfielder by trade, into a left back. And he hasn't looked back, having just won the Premier League Young Player of the Season award. When Kyle Walker's time came to an end, he found a right back in a struggling Matheus Nunes, who is now one of the better right backs in the Premier League. Pep won a Premier League title without a recognized striker. That's just how good Pep is at finding solutions and improving players. But before we continue, we gotta address the elephant in the room. For years, Pep has been called a checkbook manager. No doubt, he has had a lot of money available to him wherever he's gone. But people mistake this as his only reason for success. Modern football is built on piles of cash. From the advent of Premier League to Manchester United's dominance, to Liverpool's resurgence, to Chelsea's success through various managerial reigns, to Arsenal finally breaking the 22-year Premier League drought. Almost all of these success stories have a lot of money behind it. Pep isn't unique in that case. However, despite all the money, few managers could replicate what Pep has done at Manchester City. Piles of cash and checkbooks don't play on the field. At the end of the day, the manager and the players have to perform on the pitch, and on that metric, few could match Guardiola's City team. Then there are the 115 charges, and regarding them, it's for City's hierarchy to answer. We'll see in due time what impact it has on the club, but Guardiola's success on the pitch is undeniable. But that's not all. Guardiola's success was not only on the pitch, but off it too. A decent human being to boot, he built deep relationships with the club, that is the player, the staff, and the city of Manchester. He has stood up for causes few people would even openly acknowledge, and as he leaves an indelible imprint behind. The greatest managers are not those who only win. A lot of managers win, and win a lot. The greatest managers are those who change the game. Pep commands respect, not only from those who played and worked with him, but also his adversaries. From Klopp to Enrique, his contemporaries have nothing but massive respect for what he's done for the game. And as far as Premier League goes, he leaves as arguably the greatest manager to ever manage in the Premier League. And while the sun sets on one of the most successful managerial stints in modern football, we can only thank Pep for what he has done. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked it, share if you found it worthy, and subscribe for more content like this. This is Salty Football.